Hello, I'm Dr. Jacqueline Small, President of the RACP. One of our core tasks as a college is to train the physicians of tomorrow. Our 9,000 trainees across Australia and Aotearoa, New Zealand are a very important part of our membership. But for those in training, the college can be a challenging place to get to know and to build connections. With numerous committees and leadership positions, it can be a confusing organisation to navigate when you're starting a career in specialist medicine. In fact, trainees play an important part in leading the organisation. There's a trainee representative director on the board, advanced trainee Dr. Davina Bunsma. And one of our most important peak committees is the College Trainees Committee. It's a direct trainee voice to college decision makers and to the board, and is a valuable forum for us to hear firsthand from basic and advanced trainees. To discuss some of the key issues in the college for trainees, I'm joined by Dr. Hashim Abdeen, a rheumatology advanced trainee in Queensland and chair of the RACP Trainees Committee. Hash, good to see you. I think it's probably a good idea for you to introduce yourself and tell us something of your story of how you come to be chair of the College Trainees Committee and perhaps your pathway as well.
So my pathway through the college is, I really started as an intern and then as a PGY2, and very much interested in physician training in adult medicine. And I always wanted to be a cardiologist, actually. So my journey through the College Trainees Committee really started regionally. So I started with the Queensland Regional Committee as a trainee member, as a basic trainee member, and I got really involved and interested in the issues that we were discussing and really the power behind the advocacy of the college and what the college did, both at a regional level, and then had the opportunity to come to the national CTC level. And so from there, really, I kind of just moved up to the deputy chair position, and then finally have taken over from Davina Bunsma, who most of you will know, as the new trainee representative on the board.
Perhaps you can also describe for us where the CTC College Trainees Committee sits in the college and the connection with the regional committees and the leadership that goes on in the different states, territories, and of course in New Zealand as well.
The College Trainees Committee is a binational committee made up of the chair, a deputy chair, two deputy chairs, and a New Zealand deputy chair as well. And so we're made up of basically all the state and territory regional committee trainee chairs as well. And that's how we feed up into the college's bodies. We're actually a committee off the board, and so we have direct insight and input into the board overall as well. And so that gives us really the training voice as being strong and central to the college overall.
Hash, there are a number of issues that the college is looking at, our college is looking at the moment, that have been issues of concern for the trainee for some time. Perhaps you can just tell us a little bit about what some of the top issues and concerns are for trainees.
Thanks, Jackie. Yeah, so more recently, we've obviously been talking about gender equity within medicine and how our college promotes this. And really that talks to, for trainees, the flexible training policy. And so we're looking at ways of how to better adapt our flexible training policy to make the lives of trainees as flexible as possible to get through both their basic training and advanced training, and looking at the training pathways as well within our college. Other issues that we're really looking into is safe training environments. And so really looking at how we can better address the issues around bullying, discrimination, harassment in our college.
So Hash, it's really pleasing and of course entirely appropriate that trainees are taking a really important leadership role in some of these issues. But there's also a role for fellows right across the lifespan of our professional life, really, isn't there, in engaging in some of these important issues?
Yeah, I think it's a whole across college, both from trainees all the way to, both early career fellows to senior fellows as well. We all have a responsibility to our training and education environments, and I think it's great that the college is encouraging all members of the college to get involved.
Hash, I understand why trainees might be particularly focused on specific issues related to their training, and particularly the exams and the other assessments that might be required for their training program. But really what we'd really like to move towards is a situation where trainees really see themselves part of a lifelong profession, engaging in a range of activities, whether it's research, advocacy, networking more widely. What's your insight into how the college might support that progressive transformation for the trainees?
Yeah, so I think the college is really looking at how we can better support our trainees to have a fulsome career as a physician overall. And that's why we've been looking at the future of physician training, really. And there is a working group looking into this. Really, we're trying to make a well-rounded physician that is best able to serve the community. And that has many facets, including, leadership skills, advocacy skills, and research skills. And really, that makes a whole clinician.
You've also looked to be building networks with trainees from outside the college across Australia and New Zealand. They might be training in different parts of medicine or even surgery, but also internationally. How do some of those connections enrich the life of our trainees and the leadership on behalf of trainees in our college?
Yeah, well, as you highlighted, training pathways across the different colleges, the 16 different colleges that we have in Australia and New Zealand, really have similar issues when it comes to education training. We're talking about the pandemic and the impacts on burnout and well-being of our trainees. And really, this is across the board. And so really looking at other colleges and talking to other college training committee chairs, looking internationally to the Royal College of Physicians in the UK and also the Royal College of Physicians in Ireland, and really talking to their trainees and their committees about what they're doing to best support trainees and fellows as well.
There's a lot that we still need to do and achieve, and a lot of work is underway, but that will take continued engagement, leadership and guidance from trainees, particularly in matters that relate to them. But increasingly, we want to see trainees engaging in the wider experiences that the college has to offer.
Thank you for having the CTC chair in your message. I think that what really signals to us as trainees is that our voice is important to the college and to the senior leadership within the college as well.
Thank you, Hash, and thank you for your time.
Thank you.
If you're a trainee, I'd encourage you to become actively involved in your college. Join the Trainees Facebook page and start or participate in discussions in the Trainees Forum on The Rock, the RACP online community. Use the College Trainees Committee to raise concerns or issues. Just as fellows are members, so are you. And the RACP is your college too. Stay safe and thank you for watching.